Welcome back and thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, today, the Cape Town Pride Parade will bring the city to life as thousands prepare to take part in the annual parade, celebrating love, diversity and community. Festivities are set to get underway around 11 o'clock this morning with floats, dances and music winding through the streets. But amid the celebration, many participants will also take time to honor and remember those lost over the years to violence and hate crimes targeting the LGBTQIA+ community. Newzroom Afrika reporter Nasiphi Same joins us now live for more. Nasiphi, surely the streets of Cape Town will be abuzz and very colorful this morning.
Oh, Linda, indeed. We can expect Cape Town this morning to be fully vibrant, apart from the colors, the festivities, the floats that we'll be seeing throughout the various streets in Cape Town. There's also a very strong message behind today's Cape Town Pride celebrations, and that is those that have lost. And the visuals that we're currently showing you is placards of people in the LGBTQIA+ community who will be remembered by Impulse and many other activists that will be here that have lost their lives to violence and hate crime. And Impulse Cape Town says Pride is not just a festival, but also a platform for awareness and continued advocacy. And to continue that particular conversation, I am joined by Yanga Gaya, who is from Impulse in Cape Town and the president there. Yanga, I think let's start with the festivities before we get into the message that you want to spread in this year's Pride. Talk to us about, Pride itself and, the celebrations that we're going to be seeing today.
Thank you guys for having me. I think firstly, we need to acknowledge that the first Pride was a protest. In 1969 in Stonewall, how that was born was out of the protest and the need for community to come together. And we're looking at that as well with that backdrop of like in 1969 that happened in the 1960s, and in 2026 there's also then this regressing of human rights that we are facing around the world. And of course we know last year Donald Trump in the US made some drastic changes in terms of like access to queer people, their services that they can get, that impacted the whole world. So this is our response today to say we have rights and violence still continues and we still need to protest to show that we are proud of who we are as a community.
I mean, today we're celebrating love, inclusivity, and being yourself. But we're seeing the placards. I mean, one of the people that stand out is Imam Hendricks, yes, was gunned down in PE last year, in Kailicha again last year we had another incident.
Yes. So I think it's that we can't talk about Pride without talking about the violence that is being inflicted on queer bodies, whether they are male, female, transgender, gay, or religious members of society. There is violence that is ongoing. So which means that visibility is important, and then also saying their names to say that there's supposed to be systems that hold people accountable. Our constitution has concessions that help us protect the rights that we exist as queer and gay individuals, but we don't see that justice being served. I mean, Imam Hendricks was gunned down last year and there's still nothing that has been made in that progression. So this is, again, amplifying those voices of those people because then their lives don't go in vain. As part of the liberation struggle in South Africa as well, we have people like Simon Koli who are very vocal in the liberation. So I think it's those lives that we do this for, to honor the history that we have so that people's lives are not vain. Like a 16-year-old in Kailicha is not a normal thing for it to happen. Like that is a baby. No one should be taking their life away from them like that.
I mean, we see policies, we see, leaders in government having a lot to say when it comes to the inclusion of marginalized communities, the queer community. But is enough being done to implement that one could say maybe progressive policies?
No, of course, the answer is very no. I think as much as this grassroots movement or policy, but maybe on a grassroots and an everyday basis, there isn't that protection. I remember in Cape Town we had that one road that was tarred with a rainbow, and you saw a very much political scourge in that, where people really retaliated with violence and wanted to paint over it and so on. And that is mirrored now in the US. It happened as well in Orlando, where they're taking down anything that is rainbow memorabilia. That is erasure that is happening. So I think a little bit more from the Department of Social Justice as well as Department of Social Development to kind of like implement that. We of course praise at the fact that there has been a clinic or a shelter for people that are LGBTQIA and male in Cape Town under the Social Justice Department. So we think that there is progression being made, but it's not enough. It is not enough, not when a 16-year-old is being killed and a religious leader in a community is being killed for being progressive and inclusive.
I mean, that road you speak of is less than 50 meters from here, that pedestrian cross that was painted by the city of Cape Town. You know, apart from saying their names and being part of Pride today and having the faces of Sibongimpilo, Mzobe, for example, there, what else can one expect, or residents of Cape Town can expect from this display today?
Yeah, I think from an impulse point of view, we really believe in this holistic care of how one's journey in life looks like. So people in our community are prone to substance use and abuse. So harm reduction is part of the pillars that we look at. And then sexual and mental health is things that we focus on. And of course, social justice. And at our stand at Cape Town Pride, we'll have all of these elements covered where people are able to live their best selves, have tools to understand how they can navigate society, as it were, and then also how to access services around our city with the partners that we work with, of course, like Cape Town Pride itself, the City of Cape Town, the provincial government, as well as many other NGOs that we work with in Cape Town. We signpost people every day to be able to navigate those choices that we make, because it's not putting a finger at someone, but it's also empowering them with knowledge so that they can have advocacy and agency over their own lives. So that's what people can expect. Owning the narrative, like this T-shirt that I have on that talks about stories. It's the stories of lived realities, that people live with HIV, that people are gay, that people can be whoever they want to express themselves in however way.
Thank you so much, Yanga Gaya. There, we'll just show you the preparations that are currently underway. 11 o'clock is when one can anticipate Cape Town to come alive. And this is going to be one of the floats that will be participating in this year's Pride. While celebrating, they are also taking a moment to ensure that lives that have been lost are remembered, and to continue the advocacy, as we heard there from Yanga Gaya, from Impulse Cape Town.
Nasiphi Same out in Cape Town following the Pride March, which is set to get underway at around 11 o'clock this morning. We'll catch up with you a little bit later.